Hey guys, it's Justina. If you clicked this video, you're waiting for a paranormal experience, and I'm about to tell you that. But first, please like, comment, and subscribe for me, and you'll get updates on when I post my part 2, which I will be posting, so do that. Alright, first story. I think I was about 10 or 11, so that's like 5th grade, 6th grade, yeah. So it was a normal night. My bed was not positioned like this. I had a twin size bed and it was against my wall, and diagonal from me was my TV, and below that was like the stand that it was being held on. So I remember one night I fell asleep and then I woke up randomly and I adjusted myself to lean on my elbow, and I just looked at my TV just straight away for some reason, and I saw this girl with, I remember it so clearly what she looked like. She had wavy curly blonde hair. It was like that long. She was wearing raggy clothing. I remember it was white, and then she was wearing pants. She wasn't wearing shoes. The clothes were like cut up. They were stained. On her face it looked stained too. I want to say like it was stained with blood, but I don't want to be too dramatic. But she looked dirty. And I'm looking at her and I go, like, I was so in shock because this never happened to me before. I've never experienced anything like this before. I was so in shock. I didn't know what to do. I didn't scream, but I did feel threatened. It was just the weirdest feeling. It went on for, it felt like 5 minutes at least. And I was just looking at her like, making sure it was real and that I just wasn't seeing something, but it was totally real. Like, I literally felt it. And then all of a sudden she lifts her hand, alright, she lifts her hand up like that and points directly to me. And it felt like this girl, I want to say she was about like 4 feet tall, yeah, like about that. She was small. She points at me with her arm, and I quickly lift up my covers and then close my eyes for I don't even know how long, and I finally revealed myself and she was gone. But the way she like lifted her finger and just pointed at me, staring into my eyes and my soul, I was so freaked out. And like the day after, I told my mom because I didn't want to get out of my bed. That's just too scary. If she drags me from under the bed, like, I'm screwed. But I did not tell my mom until the next day, and she was like, "Oh, it was probably nothing." And I'm like, "You don't just see that every day." Like, but that was so creepy. I still like, I have that picture in my mind of exactly what she looks like, and it's so creepy. But I've never seen her again, so that was the only time I ever saw her, and I'm kind of thankful for that. But yeah, that was my first story. Okay, next story. So I was in my dining room just on the computer, and I think I was doing schoolwork. This was after school. My mom picked me up from school, and then she went to her room, I think. And she was in her room or my guest room, I'm not sure. But I was just on the computer and I hear it was so loud. I hear my name, Justina, being screamed like somebody was like crying for help, but saying my name. They were like, "Justina!" Like, yeah, like that. I heard it so loud in my ear, literally pierced my ears, and I started freaking out. I ran to my mom and I was like, "What? Like, what happened?" I was so scared. And she goes, "What? I didn't call your name." And then I run upstairs to my brother, and then I say, "What happened? Like, why did you scream my name?" And he goes, I'm playing a game." He had his headphones in, and then I was like, "Oh, you didn't scream at all?" And he goes, "No, I didn't scream at all." And then I go downstairs to my other brother's room, and he says, "No, it was not me." So I was just there at the computer, hearing my name be screamed so loudly. Like, I don't even know. I can't even scream that loud. That's how loud it was. But it was like a scary scream. And I started freaking out. Nobody in my house screamed anything, and if they did, they wouldn't freak me out for too long. I mean, it's been years now, they would have told me. But that was so creepy. I had no explanation for that at all. And that was my second story. So, my third story. I was in the dining room again, and my mom was doing the dishes. She said to dry a pot and then place it on the stove while she just goes and takes the laundry out of the washing machine, drying machine, I don't know. Yeah, while she just takes the laundry out. And I say, okay. So I take the pot, I dry it up, she goes downstairs, and then I place it on the back of the stove where there's no chance of it falling. So, diagonal from my kitchen is my mom's room, so I just went in there for a little bit and started resting on her bed, and I could see the kitchen, but, like, half of the kitchen, not the part where the stove is, but I still, like, saw the kitchen, you know? So I was just resting in there, and all of a sudden, I hear the biggest crash ever. I literally thought, like, a million plates fell and just cracked. It was that loud, and I run over there, and I just see the pot just on the floor, not broken or anything. It was face up on the floor, sorry. It was face up on the floor. I run downstairs to my mom and go, did you just, what just happened? Like, like what? And she goes, what do you mean? And I said, the pot just fell from the stove. And she goes, no, that wasn't me. I've been down here ever since you started drying it. And I was so shocked. I was so weirded out because that doesn't happen. That just does not happen. It was pushed back against the stove, and nobody else was home at that time. So that was pretty weird, I have to say. Fourth story. This is kind of like drilling too. So I was just in my bed. I got this set up about 2 years ago, this new bed. Heck, I'm trying to film. Alright, so I got this set up about 2 years ago. The full-size bed. Yeah, this bed is facing my dresser with a huge mirror, and then on the sides of the mirror, just a wall, like just a plain wall. So I was in bed one day, the lights were on, and all of a sudden I see a huge shadow. My walls are dented. They go in, and then it's flat on the ceiling, and then it goes, like, down, like, on the other side. I saw this huge black shadow, and since my walls are dented, the shadow was dented, and then it looked like it was wearing a top hat, like Abraham Lincoln. Literally, it was probably him. But I saw him against my wall, and he was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and as he was touching the ceiling, but like the shadow was on the ceiling, it was growing. I screamed so loud, and my brother comes running in, and it was just gone. Like, it was just gone. But here's the thing. I was looking up sleep paralysis, but I was not sleeping. I was just perfectly fine in my bed. It was at night, but I was just in my bed. I wasn't sleeping at all, and I wasn't picturing it because I wasn't tired. I remember that day so clearly, and I just saw this huge shadow. I was so confused. But it was kind of, I was kind of shook, and that was pretty scary. So that's my, how many stories did I tell? Like 4? 5? I don't know. I'm definitely going to do another video, part 2, with my most, like, extreme paranormal experiences. And it's spooky season, so they will be up before Halloween. Go check it out. But give me a like so I know that you want it, and subscribe for the update. So, yeah, sweet dreams. Bye.